to my new Disney series on my channel. My name is Brianna. I am a mom of 3 who is Disney obsessed. We have gone a lot to Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Paris. Because I've gone so much, I have learned a lot of tricks and hacks and just things to do to make your Disney trip really fun and save a bit of money and go smoother. So that's what we're gonna talk about today, is how to save money on your Disney trip. So there are a couple of different buckets where you can save quite a bit of money, and I'm really excited to show you how. So you're spending money on the park tickets, you're spending money on the hotel where you are staying while you are at Disney, you're spending money on transportation, and then food, what you're eating while you're at Disney, and then clothes, what you're wearing while you're in the parks. Because I know I'm such a sucker for this. I'm like, I love the Disney gear, I love planning outfits. I almost think that's what I like the most about planning Disney trips sometimes, is finding the really fun outfits for my kiddos to wear. Let's get started with tickets first and foremost, of how you can save money on your tickets for Disney. So I know when I was a kid, my parents had AAA and they could buy Disney tickets with a AAA discount. I also know from going with friends who served in the military, they were able to get their tickets with a military discount. And skipping ahead a bit to the hotels, there's also a military discount you can ask for at hotels at Disney, or at least for certain resorts. So definitely something to look into. And just again, so much appreciation for those of you who are serving in our military. It's so much appreciated what you do and all the sacrifices that you make, and family members making so many sacrifices too. So check out those discounts. If you're not either AAA or military, I saw on my girlfriend, her name's Shannon, her Instagram is BRB Going to Disney. She's so fun to follow, but she shared on her blog using Undercover Tourist, which I'd gone to undercovertourist.com before for their crowd calendars for Disney. You're trying to like decide when you want to plan a trip to Disney, if you can kind of plan it for whenever. And I'll have a video in this series that's more on like how to plan a Disney trip, by the way, and show you more of that. But on BRB Going to Disney, she mentioned how Undercover Tourist had a ticket site that you could get your tickets at a much discounted rate compared to buying them on like the actual Disney site through Disney itself. So I checked that out, and for our next trip, we would be saving hundreds of dollars on our family's tickets. So I'll have that link down in the description box below if you want to check that out too. It's just an alternative way of a place where you can find Disney tickets for a lot less. So remember, kids 3 and under are free at Disney, and don't worry, you don't have to bring a birth certificate or anything. Disney goes by the honesty policy. We've gone under the wire with this one too. We literally planned a trip the week of our son's 3rd birthday so that we didn't have to pay for him. Just so you're aware of the current 2022 pricing, if you're not getting discounted tickets, right now on the Disney World website, a 1-day park hopper ticket costs $222, and that's not including the $15 a day for Genie Plus if you get that. So $237 is what you're going to pay for just 1 day in the parks. But Disney decreases the pricing the more days that you buy. Let's face it, Disney vacations are just expensive, and especially if you look at those ticket prices, and you know, if you want to add on the Genie Plus feature or do the park hopper because you want to go to more than one park in a day, it all can really add up. So for comparison, let's look at 5-day tickets. For a 5-day park hopper with Genie Plus, you would pay $2,603 for a family of 4 on the Disney website. Or like if you showed up to the park on these days in September, this is how much it would cost you at the gate. And remember, on some of the days that are in busier times, they're going to be even more expensive than this. Okay, if you go to the AAA website, you can go to the Disney park that you're interested in. They have discounted tickets. It says up to $80 off at Disney World and $35 off multi-day tickets at Disneyland. For comparison purposes in this video, I'm going to continue picking that first week in September for Disney World in Florida, when crowds are generally super low because it's when older kids go back to school. So hint, hint for anyone trying to go at a time when crowds are lower too, and pricing should be lower then. But for a 5-day ticket, you'd get to do each of the 4 parks at Disney World at least once, and you're going to pay around $85 a day because of that surge pricing. So it's $434 for adult tickets and $415 for 3 through 9. By getting tickets through AAA, you're still saving money, because instead of that $15 per person per day, so it would normally be $300 for Genie Plus, you're getting it at $286. So I'm just going to tell myself from now on that it's part of the ticket prices so that I'm not angry about it. But for a family of 4, that means you're going to pay $1,985 for your tickets. So almost $700 less than you'd pay on the Disney website. Now for our military folks, the 5-day ticket pricing offers you Genie Plus and the Park Hopper option. That's for $424 plus tax. And just for reference again, AAA was $434 for adults. So you're getting an even better deal because that wasn't including Genie Plus or the Park Hopper. So that would be $1,696 for a family of 4. And here we are on undercovertourist.com. So for the 5-day base ticket with Genie Plus, the adult tickets are $495, kids are $477. So that would be $2,152 for your tickets. So if you're not a AAA member or you're not military, you can use Undercover Tourist and save over $400 on what you'd be paying at the gate these days. So hopefully this gives you some options to just make your tickets more affordable. If you can live without the Park Hopper or live without the Genie Plus option, then you're saving even more money. But again, having gone to Disney recently, Genie Plus really helps you to see and do the most while you're there. So if you're a maximizer and plan on being in the parks all day long, I think Genie Plus is worth it. If you plan on only doing half days or needing to go back for naps, you'd be fine without getting the Park Hopper and you can save yourself your money. So I hope that showing you these website side-by-side price comparisons was helpful. If it was, click that thumbs up and let me know down in the comments. But I know this isn't going to save you money, but I just want to share after our last trip, Genie Plus was the only reason we got on all of the rides. The 2 days that I didn't get it, we wish we had. It's the one thing that I honestly would consider getting so that you can get on a lot of the rides faster if you want to maximize your days at Disney. The next place that can be quite expensive for you is the Disney Hotel if you want to stay on property at one of the resorts with all of the magic and all of the perks that you get for staying at a Disney resort, like free transportation and extra magic hours. If you book through the regular Disney site, there will generally be a special that will come closer to the time of your vacation. Every time I do this, I notice it's usually anywhere from 4 to maybe 2 months before we're going that they'll have some kind of a special for like 30% off of rooms, or it could be anything from like 15 to 30% off, just kind of depending. Or maybe it will be like an overall like $500 off any 3-night stay, or there will be different discounts that they kind of add in. You can call if your reservation's already made, because generally you do want to book your Disney vacation about a year in advance, just so that you can be planned and get dining reservations. The like 60-day window, it used to be 180 days and now it's a 60-day window, so it's a little shorter, but you want to be able to plan all of that stuff. So you're going to have your hotel booked a little bit in advance, but you can call Disney and say, hey, I see that there's this special running, and they can apply then that discount to what you already have reserved. So just so you know, that is an option. If you see that there's like a special running, you can still call and get it applied to your stay. Another thing that you can do that I'm doing for my upcoming trip, that my best friend, she's ABCD Learning over on Instagram. She loves Disney too. We go at least once a year. We've gone together a bunch and it's just so much fun. But she told me that the last couple times they've gone, they use David's DVC as the way that they book their resort at Disney. So they're staying on property, and essentially what you're doing is borrowing Disney Vacation Club members' points so that you're getting Disney resort rooms at a much discounted rate. Literally, this is where I put in for our week-long family vacation that was coming up on Disney's website, and then I did it on David's Vacation Club rental, and I was saving over $3,000 for that week. Again, I was like staying for a week, but that is like a huge discount. Now, if I had waited maybe until again that 2 to 4 months before we were actually going, there would probably be some sort of a discount, but definitely nothing as dramatic as what that was. So definitely check that out as an option if you're like, I really want to stay on property, or there's this hotel that just looks so magical that I want to stay at. Check and see if it's on that David's DVC Vacation Club rental site, and then maybe you can get to stay there at a much lower rate. Again, I do know that they offer military discounts, so that's something you can call when you are booking your vacation if you're doing it through Disney, and inquire about that as well. Another option that you consider is Disney has good neighbor hotels. This is especially true at Disneyland. We just got back from a trip there. There's only 3 Disney property resorts at Disneyland. All the rest are, or not all the rest, but there are many good neighbor hotels that you can choose from where the price is often a lot lower than staying on property, but they still offer a lot of the perks like free shuttles to the park or getting in for those extra magic hours. And at Disney World, there's quite a few more on property Disney resorts to choose from, but there are actually some hotels that are still on Disney property, like the Disney Swan and Dolphin. They're right next to the Yacht and Beach Club and the boardwalk. You can walk to Epcot, you can walk to Hollywood Studios, you can also hop on the new Disney Skyliner. So there are really some options that you can consider where you're still gonna get a lot of perks. You're gonna be like right in the Disney location and in the middle of so much magic, but it's not then the higher premium price that you're paying for the actual Disney resort. There's also then other hotels very close to Disney property that might also offer free shuttles to get to the parks or just offer rates for their nightly stay at their hotel that is going to just be so much better than how much you're going to be paying to stay on property at Disney. And they're all listed on Disney's site. If you go to the Good Neighbor Hotels, you can check out the full list and see which one is best for your family, and that might offer some perks for you so that you still get some of that extra magic. Then another thing to consider if you're going with a really large family or a group of multiple families is check out Airbnb or Vrbo or renting a home right in the Disney area. There are a lot of rentals that oftentimes, especially if you're splitting it with other families, are just going to really then lower the cost of what it would be for a week on property versus renting a house. And depending on the age and needs of your family too, if you have young kids and you're only going to be spending half days in the park, it might be kind of nice for you to have a house instead of a hotel room where the kids can be taking naps in a separate room. Sorry, I have some chickens outside right now. We live in Hawaii and the chickens, I don't know if they're having a chicken fight or what exactly is happening. There's one who just really is loving to talk right now. I'm filming for YouTube. Can you please stop? Apologies for the chickens. Anyways, an Airbnb can be a really great way then for your family to, go back and have the kids have their own rooms for naps and for sleeping at night. A lot of the homes offer pools, so you can have your own private pool to go in and cool off on those hot days. So again, it just kind of depends on what your expectations are. If you want like the fully submersive Disney experience and like magic at every angle, or if you'd rather just like go to the parks, experience the magic, and go back and relax at a vacation home or go back and relax at another resort or hotel for the rest of the day. It's really whatever you want it to be, but those are definitely then ways that you can save some money and maybe just make it be more worth your while anyways and more of the vacation you want it to be than a go, 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 go. When you're on Disney property, it really does feel like you're kind of in a go, go, go mentality and sort of like you want to maximize just for the money you are spending because it is quite expensive, that time in the parks and that time at the Disney resort that you're staying at to kind of do and see it all. So if you're more of a laid back type of vacation goer anyways, that can be a really great option for you of staying off property or renting a home, and you can then kind of, I think, make it more your cup of tea versus being like, I'm gonna maximize every second that I have at Disney World doing all of the things. Next place where you can save quite a bit of money at Disney on food is by using a service like Amazon Fresh is what we just used when we were at Disneyland, or you can use Shipt or any other kind of grocery delivery service. Disney is 100% okay with you getting those groceries delivered right to your resort hotel. What I would recommend doing is have them delivered to Bell Services. You can put that in the delivery instruction notes of your hotel under your name. Just for safety purposes, don't put your hotel room number in the delivery notes. I feel like, that might be something like you think like, oh, they can deliver it right to my hotel room door. It's just for safety purposes, especially for like having kids. Don't give out your hotel room information. That's why I like deliver to Bell Services, and it's kept safe that way. But that way you can order anything fresh. Like I get my coffee creamer, I get milk for the kids, we get fresh fruit, we got muffins, and then we just got a ton of snacks and water bottles for the parks. And then that way, in the stroller, or you can pack a bag that you can bring into the parks. Disney is 100% fine with that too. You can definitely bring food and drinks into the parks, and it will save you so much money I cannot even tell you how much money we probably save on the fact that we're not buying breakfast. Oftentimes we don't even buy lunch because the kids are just sort of snacking all day long. We don't have to buy drinks in the park because we have our own water, and like Adam gets his energy drinks that he likes too and just brings those in. And you save so much money. So really, when we go to Disney at this point, we only pay for like one sit-down meal, usually dinner, unless there's like a very special character breakfast or something we're doing. And then if that's the case, we're kind of doing the same thing of just like snacking the rest of the day, because we'll get pretty filled up from like a hearty sort of a breakfast or a lunch that we do. So it's just a great way. I feel like instead of paying premium prices for waters or even like little snacks that your kids might want in the park, you can just like whip your snacks that you already have out of the stroller, out of your bag. That's what I do too. I put a ton of snacks in my book bag that I wear in lines for all the rides. So especially if they're like getting bored or getting a little cranky too, it's always like, okay, here's a snack. You want a snack right now? And then like everybody gets a lot calmer. There's no hanger. It just makes it a lot easier and is a lot nicer on your budget. Then the clothes. I said this is like my weakness, because I will see a really cute like dress or a really cute t-shirt or something on Etsy that I'm like, oh my gosh, that's perfect for our next vacation. And then I'm like building a whole outfit for the entire family around it, because it is sort of a thing when you go to Disney. You will see there will be really cute family t-shirts where everyone's matching, or like really cute outfits or themes that people do, and it's just kind of fun and adds to the magic. You in no way, shape, or form though have to do this. Like, it's not a rule that you have to buy everybody a matching shirt, or that you have to even buy anything Disney related to go to Disney. In fact, I sometimes think it's so comfortable just to wear whatever you're the most comfortable in when you go to Disney. You want the most comfortable shorts or pants, just depending on the time of year you go and you know how hot or cold that it's going to be. We did just go in February, so it was a lot cooler in the mornings and evenings, so I was wearing sweatshirts and jackets, and I actually feel like it's kind of nice sometimes to go to the park in like long pants and a sweatshirt and just feel like cozy and comfortable. So you do not need to buy Disney clothes for the trip. Just want to make that very clear, so you can wear what you have, save money there. If it is important to you though, if you want to get like some kind of cute Disney outfits, even if it's just for a day of your trip, or you're like looking for ways of like, okay, how can I get cute Disney outfits every single day on a budget? Look on like Poshmark or Mercari or eBay. I was Googling just because people always ask for links, and I was just like looking for some links to some of the things I've purchased for the kids over the last few years. Pretty much everything I have for them was listed like gently used, probably worn the one time in the Disney parks, right? On Mercari, on eBay, on Poshmark, on, you know, other resale shops. ThredUp is another place I love to shop for thrifting, but even that, like, go to a local thrift store, find cute, you know, Disney. There's so many different Disney shirts of different characters that I guarantee you will be able to, on a budget, find really fun Disney outfits for your family, or Disney shirts, or, you know, whatever it is, if it's hats, that kind of a thing. It's so easy to find things that are gently used that people have just worn like one time because of their vacation. And two, I feel like I do this with my girlfriends in Ohio. If we have like kids that are, you know, sort of like one age above the other one, we'll like pass our clothes on down. And so I feel like that's another way too. If you have any family members who like, hey, you went on this Disney trip, like, can we have any of like your shirts or your ears that you wore? Can I just borrow them for the trip? Like, I let my one girlfriend borrow all my ears when she went to Disney World, because I'm not wearing them, unless I'm filming videos for you guys, but I'm not wearing them every single day when I'm at home. I'm just wearing them when I'm at Disney. So definitely just like think about borrowing or think about getting used, and you can find really cute items that are basically brand new for your Disney trip. And the other place that I know, once you get to the parks, it can be so tempting, especially if you have kids who might see something really cool that another kid is holding and they want to get the souvenirs. And Disney souvenirs are very, very expensive. So one of the things, and I love that my sister did this for Christmas this year, she got each of my kids a Disney gift card to say like, here's your gift card for a souvenir when you go to the parks. So if you're planning a big Disney trip, that could be something really awesome. You know, if your family asks like, hey, what can we do for birthdays or Christmas? Be like Disney gift cards. And that way when your kids are there, if there's food or a treat they see that they want, or anything in a souvenir shop, they can use that gift card then. But also just for you, like you can use the gift card for your trip or towards like when you are eating at Disney. And you know, Disney gift cards are, you can use them at the hotels, you can use them for the food, you can use them for any of like the gift shops, or really like anything at Disney you can use the Disney gift cards for. Even if you are looking for certain outfits, I know like the Disney store, like Shop Disney online, you can use the gift cards there too. Couple other ways that I've also been able to save some money at Disney over the years. And again, like nothing in this video is sponsored. I've never been sponsored by Disney. I just love going so much. So I've like figured out these things from going quite a bit. I got the Disney Visa. It's through Chase, and I got this when we were getting married because we honeymooned in Disney. That's why Disney is like a very special place for our family. But I got that card then because I was able to put certain things for the wedding on it, and you accumulate points, and you actually get more points for gas stations and grocery stores on it too, but you earn points for everything that you're purchasing. But when you initially get the card, I'll put it on the screen here, but there's like, I think a certain like amount you just have to spend, which if you're using it towards your vacation, you'll definitely spend the minimum amount, and you end up getting then a credit. Or you can be purchasing your flights on the card and use that credit then towards your flights. But then for everything that you are purchasing, you're getting points that you can then put as like Disney dollars, which is essentially another Disney gift card. So that's what I kind of do, is I'll always book our hotel and I book our flights using the Disney Visa card. And then with the points that I've gotten, I then have money loaded on a Disney gift card that I use on the restaurants when we're there. So just kind of a nice way to be like, okay, this is definitely some like money that I'm spending for this vacation anyways, but then I'm getting some money back to spend on the things that I'm doing on that vacation. So check out that card. I also saw, because I'm doing more videos again in this series, so if you're wanting to like see how to actually plan a Disney vacation, that's going to be coming up next. So make sure you're subscribed and have your notifications turned on. I'm also going to make a playlist of all these videos too, by the way. But I was trying to look at like different options if you don't want to stay on Disney property, or if you want to try out like Swan and Dolphin. And because the Swan and Dolphin are through Marriott, if you have Marriott points, you can use that towards those hotel rooms. And Marriott also similarly had a card where you would get $300 off of the rooms. But not trying to be an advocate for like get credit cards and spend recklessly. Like no, like treat your credit cards like debit cards. It's just like, I feel like the most financially smart thing to do, of like never spend more than you actually have in the bank on your credit cards, so that you can always just pay it off. But again, like if you are saving up for this vacation and this is a dream vacation for you, why not use the credit card then to save yourself a little bit of money if it's, you know, on the hotel room, or I know different flights too, if you're going to be flying to Disney, you know, you can then be getting those like miles or the points or whatever it is to then sort of take some of the costs that you're paying off of the trip. So ultimately you have to make like those decisions of what's going to be best for you and your family. But I just know I personally feel like the Disney Visa was an awesome choice for us as people who return to Disney quite regularly, to then sort of be building up those points to spend every single vacation. And another really cool thing about it is most restaurants on property and in the gift shops, you get 10% off. I think in the gift shops you have to spend $50, you get 10% off. So it's kind of just another cool perk then of having that card if you're gonna be like going to Disney, something to consider. Then when it comes to transportation for Disney, so how you are getting to the parks, this is really dependent on where you live and which park you're going to. So you can kind of play out, is it cheaper for you to fly or is it cheaper for you to drive? Just do be aware that if you are staying at a resort on property, parking fees are generally $25 a night. Now, like Disney has been changing prices on everything, so that could all change dramatically. So if you are going to be driving a vehicle, just keep that in mind of like, oh, well, that's going to be an extra price that I'm paying every single day, versus if you fly. And the bus that you can right now get from the airport to Disney, it's such a bummer because this actually was one of the perks of staying on property until this year, that there was a free bus called the Magical Express that took you from the airport to the hotel. But right now you can get the same bus service. It is $27 for kids 3 and over, so if they're under 3 they're free, and $32 for adults for the Mears bus service. So it's going to take you right from the Orlando airport and drop you off at your hotel, and you know, that includes like taking your luggage and all of that stuff from when you get off the plane too. And that's for round trip pricing, by the way. So like picking you up from the airport, dropping you off the hotel, and at the end of your visit, taking you from the hotel back to the airport. Because once you're on Disney property, you don't really need a car to get around unless that's something that like you would prefer. Again, this is like all your preference. If it's like, hey, I like to drive myself from point A to point B, or like I want to be able to drive myself from park to park, that's like your call. We just feel like it's kind of useless to do that. And obviously we've had young kids, but from the monorail that you can be using to there's buses from every single hotel. There is a bus to get you to every park and like the Disney Springs area. There's also at certain resorts the option of taking a boat to get to certain parks. I know like when we stayed at the Wilderness Lodge, we could take a boat from there to the Magic Kingdom. Or when we stayed at Yacht and Beach Club, there's a boat that can take you to Hollywood Studios or to Epcot. And now there's the Skyliner, so you can use the Skyliner that's like a gondola system to get around. So there's just so many options for transportation that you really don't need it. And if you really ever got in a situation where you're like, I can't wait this long for a bus, because I get it, like sometimes there's like a wait to get on the buses and maybe you like just can't wait because of whatever situation's going on, you can get Ubers like in Disney. So if you really need to like get a car to drive you somewhere, you could use the Uber service. So I just feel like staying on property, again, that's one of the perks of getting to use all that free transportation, that then you're not having to worry about paying for a rental car, paying per night to park. And then also if you drive from the hotel into one of the parks, there's also a parking fee that you have to pay for like parking at the park that day. I'm pretty sure if you park hop, that you don't have to pay the parking fee again, but there's still like another parking fee for parking at the parks. So again, I feel like just a way to save money is looking into either staying on property or one of the resorts where there's at least a free shuttle to take you to the parks, so you're not having to worry about that additional fee of paying for a rental car and for parking. But I know Disney is really expensive, so I hope that these tips help you to find the ways where you can save a little bit of money across the board just to make the trip a little bit more affordable for you. And if you have any other questions about Disney or things that you want to know, please let me know down in the comments, because again, I'm going to be doing this Disney series. I already am going to be doing one on how to plan your Disney vacation, what to wear to Disney. I know I get that question all the time of like what to wear and like what to pack for the kids too. So those are some of my ideas, but if there's something you really want to see or a question that you're dying to get answered, please let me know down in the comments so I can include it in an upcoming video in my new Disney series. Thanks again so much for watching. Please subscribe and have your notifications turned on for more videos, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, loves.
About to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking.